Hey guys, James Martinez here, and in today's video, I wanted to share with you guys something that, you know, it happens to me a lot. I deal with lots of different businesses, and on their websites, I'll often get asked to put pictures, right? So, when businesses are putting pictures on their websites, for me personally, I always go for quality over quantity. And I try to pay attention to the details and because in my opinion, pictures give perceptions, right? Pictures will drive a person's perception of your business, how they perceive your business. If your pictures are kind of crappy, they're going to think your business is kind of crappy. And if your pictures are immaculate or the content you put out is immaculate, then they're going to think that, man, this business really does top-notch work with everything they do, right? So pictures are no different. And so I wanted to show you guys kind of an example of something that I experience kind of regularly, and maybe this will help you guys to kind of take a look at some of the stuff you have out there on your social media, on your websites, and maybe consider, that maybe you should, consider doing something a little bit differently. Maybe consider things a bit differently before you post them, or maybe even take the time to really think about how your potential customers may perceive your business after seeing these pictures. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about here. So for an example, like, here's, an old, a bucket coupe or whatnot. So if I was to put this on my site and say I'm selling this coupe here for, $40,000, take a look at it. What do you think? You'd probably say, well, I'm not sure that's worth $40,000. And then I'd say, well, you know what? When it's done, it's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be beautiful. Wait till you see it. So just buy it from me. And when it's done, you'll see that it's worth the $30,000 or $40,000 I'm asking for it, right? You'd probably say, no way, So this is kind of like an in progress thing. And it's kind of that disconnect where I'm showing you something, but it's not what you're buying, right? And then another example of things I see out in the wild, right, on people's websites, mostly contractors, actually not mostly contractors, most business owners that are showing their business or what it is they offer, right? Here's another thing I run into often. So here, I'm going to sell you this hot rod. I want to sell you this for 30, 40 grand or whatnot, and here's the picture. What do you think? You're probably going to say, well, I can't see the back half of the car. Apparently you got thirsty and you put a Coke can on the roof of the car. That's probably not good. It's not treating the car very good. There seems to be some sort of a towel covering, one of the front wheels. I can't even see the profile of the wheels. Apparently, a deer got hit and is dead in the back of the road over there. This is some of the things. It's like, would somebody selling this car do this? Would they put out a picture like this? Or a picture like this? I mean, this, may be cool for the, making of or something, so to speak. But, a picture of this and then trying to sell the final product just doesn't work, right? And then this picture where you got all sorts of other stuff in the way just doesn't work as well, right? So the reason why I'm showing you this is because I get, similarly, right, is stuff where, like with contractors, I'll get pictures like this, right? And if you have 200 pictures, it doesn't necessarily mean they should all go on your website, right? So right now I'm cleaning up a bunch of photos, taking a lot of time to clean up photos, sift through a whole bunch of photos. But while this is good for your records, this isn't something that this contractor would want on their website, in my opinion. And I'll speak with them about it. But people. If people are looking to, let's say in this instance, get a driveway installed, I mean, some may be interested in the making of, but this isn't the final product. What do you see here? You see a mess. You see a bucket. You see a wheelbarrow. You see, heavy machinery and tools lying around, a hose over here. Like, the impression is, that's a construction site. Most people don't want to hang out on construction sites, right? Especially most people don't want to feel like they're, it's going to be a construction site. It just gives that kind of, scary feeling. And here's another one where, obviously work is being done, but look, this backyard is destroyed, right? This bobcat is ripping up this property here. There's mud in the backyard now, and Obviously, it's a construction zone. Obviously, work is getting done, but is this really, would I put this picture out there and say, oh, this is going to be a beautiful patio, so, are you interested in getting a patio from us? Well, looking at this picture, that's not what anybody wants to see, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Or a picture like this where it's just, obviously this is the work being done, but this isn't something you want on your website, right? In my opinion, unless people really start to ask, or if a customer asks you, can I see some making ofs? Great, send it to them. This is kind of all the work that's involved, but in my opinion, you want to put the final finished product out there, right? So let me show you guys. I mean, some quick things that I like to do as far as some of these pictures that I get, and how I try and just do put the best out there, put your best foot forward, and kind of take the time to make these pictures the best they can be, right? So like in this picture, for example, right, if you're a contractor and you're putting pictures on your website, now this is the finished product, right? But unfortunately, we got like this caution tape here, we got some sticks lying around. Obviously the grass is shot, that's not the contractor's fault, but it does affect the picture. So what I like to do, obviously in a perfect world, before the picture was taken, all these stakes would be out, the caution tape wouldn't be there. But it might be a good idea to kind of take the time to consider these things, right? And what I like to do before I put anything on the web, right, is I try and clean it up a bit. Let's put our best foot forward here, because somebody who's on our site who's considering hiring us, they may not want to see that crazy construction zone. You know what I mean? They may be more inclined to seeing a nice or at least a slightly more finished product than an under construction product, right? So I'll go in and I'll clean up these photos. Now I'm not telling you guys that you need to learn how to do Photoshop. That's not what this is about, okay? What I'm trying to share here is that it's good to consider when you're taking the pictures of your services, right, of your finished products, consider the end user, consider the potential customer, the potential buyer, consider their reaction to these photos, right? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do. Let's do this. I'm gonna revert this real quick. Okay, so this is the original here. We'll duplicate this. Okay, and now I'll do that work. We'll go in real quick. Now we'll do that work, and obviously I'm going to work very, very quickly. I'm not going to spend a ton of time here, but you guys obviously see, what we're going after. But what I'm trying to share is just to consider, how the customer is going to see and perceive your business from these photos, right? So this is something I'll do. Now, most of the contractors I talk to, when I say, hey, you want me to spend some time and retouch it, they say, no, it's fine. I took good pictures, right? But these are the pictures I get, okay? So now, as you can see, I got rid of that stick, right? So now let's take a look. I mean, what am I, 10 seconds in, 20, 30 seconds in, maybe a minute in, right? So by taking the time to do this, it's just going to do what? It's going to force people, if there's nothing else in the picture, right? If the picture is devoid of any weirdness, right, then what can they focus on? They'll focus on your work, the beautiful driveway that you installed, right? Now, obviously, I can keep going and remove the tape and this and that. Something else that I'll also do sometimes, right, is I'll do something like this. I'll take a picture with some good grass, right, and then I'll go back over here and I'll put that good grass on another photo. Right, so take that good grass, kind of spread it around on here, and this is, and again, like, I'm not trying to show you guys, I'm not telling you guys you need to learn Photoshop. What I'm telling you is that you may want to consider, like your pictures before you put them on the website, or even more so before you even take them. You may want to consider, taking the sticks off the lawn, taking the all the things that just shouldn't be in the picture, take them out of the picture so that people can focus on the quality work, right? So obviously there's going to be dirt in some of these pictures, but I'm just kind of showing you when you kind of take the time to a little extra time just to, try and put the best quality photos out there, it can only help your business, right? It's certainly not gonna hurt it, right? So by doing this, I'll show you a quick like before and after, but this is obviously very, very quickly done. Here's like the before, and here's kind of the after, right? It starts to look quite a bit better, and that was in a minute's worth of work. Obviously, I can make this all look a bit more realistic, this look a bit better. I can clean this all up, but I mean, for a quick thing, it looks quite a bit better, right? Another thing is, so here, this is a beautiful pool patio, right? And you could similarly, like in a perfect world, like he, couldn't have taken this out of the picture. Maybe he could have put some sort of board up there or something like that. But also that's why I do this. Like I'll offer this, and it's something that you guys obviously should consider or are probably already doing. But for the guys who aren't, this is kind of what you can do to make these pictures a bit better, right? It's pictures create perceptions. So by putting pictures of people lying around on job sites, empty bottles lying around, dirty machinery, putting the, construction phase on your website. To me, I just don't think it really aids, lends any sort of value to the consumer. It just makes them think, wow, there's going to be a mess on my property, right? So I just wanted to show you guys that. Obviously, this is a bit extreme, but you can see how already by removing this stuff, I'm not tricking people. I'm just getting them to focus on what my client wants them to focus on, which is the quality work he's done, right? So we kind of, now you guys are seeing me do it. So, to you it may be, you may see, it may seem artificial to you, okay? But to people who haven't seen this photo, they're not going to know the difference, right? And it's not about tricking people, but it's about giving the best possible picture, right? So this is the original, this is, the revision, right? And that's obviously very, very quickly done. But you could see the difference there. That's kind of like me telling you I'm going to sell you a website, right? And here it is. It's going to be a $5,000 website. Here it is. It's under construction. I wouldn't do that. I would show you the final polished website, right? That's kind of what here's what I'm actually selling you. Here's not the making of what I'm selling you. Here's what I'm actually selling you, right? And that's why, when you have this picture here, you probably more so are looking to get this picture here, right? So just a quick video to show you guys, in my opinion, the pictures you post on your website develop the perception of your business for your customers, right? And so, when you put stuff on your website, no matter what it is, even if it's the content, the pictures, the videos, you should really always consider what you're putting out there and how your customer is going to, react to it and what they're going to think. Now, you're in love with your work, so you're staring at that pool patio, or you're staring at that car that you're building, but if you don't notice the dead deer in the background in the picture, the other people may, and they may not be so focused on what it is you're trying to sell. So hopefully that was useful to you guys. Please visit my website, atdny.com. That stands for All Things Digital New York. So visit atdny.com. I have all sorts of, on my blog, I got some tips and stuff like that. But I got free checklists to help you learn, things that your website should have. A website optimization checklist. I have Facebook ad checklists, Google business checklists, social media marketing checklists. So please visit my website, atdny.com. And if you found this video useful wherever you're seeing it, please like, subscribe, share, pack it up and send it to a friend, share it to friends, family, people who may get use out of it, because that's how I can get my word out there to help you guys do your businesses a little bit differently and hopefully do business a little bit better, right? If that was useful to you, please let me know. Visit atdny.com or like or share this video, and thanks so much for your time. I'll see you in the next one.